Sir Arthur was the last of his kind. He had sworn to protect the kingdom from the invaders who came from the sky. They had brought with them strange machines and weapons that could destroy anything in their path. They had no mercy, no honor, no respect for life. Sir Arthur had fought them bravely, but he had lost everything: his friends, his family, his home. He had seen the king and queen fall before his eyes, their crowns shattered by the enemy's fire. He had seen the castle burn, the people flee, the land turn to ashes. He had only one thing left: his horse, his faithful companion, who had been with him since he was a boy. His horse, who had been enhanced by the wizards with magic and technology, giving him speed, strength, and intelligence. His horse, who had a name: Blue. Together they roamed the countryside, looking for survivors, looking for hope. They avoided the enemy patrols who hunted them relentlessly. They hid in the forests, in the caves, in the ruins. They shared their food, their water, their warmth. They were a team, a bond, a legend. One day they came across a village that had been spared by the invaders. The people there welcomed them with joy and gratitude. They offered them food, shelter, and friendship. They told them stories of the old days, of the glory of the kingdom, of the heroism of the knights. They also told them of a prophecy that said that one day a knight would come to save them from the invaders, a knight who would wear a crown and carry a lance, a knight who would ride a blue horse, a knight like Sir Arthur. Sir Arthur was surprised and humbled by the prophecy. He did not think of himself as a savior. He did not think he had any power to change the fate of the world. He was just a man, a soldier, a survivor. But he also felt a spark of hope, a hope that maybe he could make a difference, a hope that maybe he could honor his oath, a hope that maybe he could restore his kingdom. He decided to stay in the village for a while. He helped them with their chores. He taught them how to fight. He defended them from the enemy attacks. He became their leader, their protector, their friend. He also became their king. He wore the crown that they had made for him from metal and wood. He carried the lance that they had forged for him from iron and steel. He rode Blue, who was his loyal partner and friend. He was ready to face the invaders. He gathered his army of villagers, who were armed with whatever they could find: swords, axes, bows, spears. He led them to the nearest enemy base, which was guarded by drones and robots. He charged at them with courage and fury. He was the last knight. He fought with skill and valor. He destroyed many of the enemy machines with his lance and his sword. He inspired his army with his words and his deeds. He reached the heart of the base where he faced the enemy commander. He was a man like him, but different. He wore a suit of armor that was sleek and shiny. He held a gun that was powerful and deadly. He spoke a language that was harsh and alien. He was the invader. They stared at each other for a moment, then they attacked. They clashed with force and speed. They exchanged blows and shots. They wounded each other with metal and blood. They were enemies. They fought until they were both exhausted and injured. They fell to the ground, gasping for air. They looked at each other with hate and pain. They were dying. Then something happened. Something unexpected and strange. They spoke to each other. They spoke in words that they did not understand, but somehow they did. They spoke of their lives, their dreams, their fears. They spoke of their reasons, their motives, their regrets. They spoke as humans. They realized that they were not so different after all. They realized that they had both been misled by their leaders, who had lied to them about each other. They realized that they had both been used as pawns in a war that was not theirs. They realized that they had both been wronged. They felt something else then, something new and rare. They felt sorry for each other. They reached out to each other with their hands. They touched each other with their fingers. They smiled at each other with their eyes. They forgave each other. Then they closed their eyes and breathed their last breaths. They died as friends. The end.